Self-organizing maps, also known as Kohonen maps after their creator Teuvo Kohonen, are a type of artificial neural network that employ unsupervised learning to reveal the underlying structure of complex data sets. Proposed in 1980, self-organizing maps have since become a popular tool in various fields such as data visualization, pattern recognition, and clustering analysis. The concept of self-organizing maps was born out of Kohonen's quest to create a computational model that emulates the self-organizing capabilities of the human brain's visual cortex. The visual cortex is responsible for organizing sensory information and representing it in a meaningful way. Kohonen aimed to design a neural network architecture that could perform similar tasks. The fundamental idea behind self-organizing maps is to map high-dimensional input data onto a lower-dimensional grid or lattice. The lattice consists of a set of nodes, also referred to as neurons, organized in a two-dimensional or higher-dimensional arrangement. Each neuron in the lattice possesses a weight vector of the same dimensionality as the input data. During the learning process, the self-organizing map attempts to find an optimal mapping of the input data onto the lattice by adjusting the weights of the neurons. The main objective is to preserve the topological relationships and statistical properties of the input data in the lower dimensional space. This means that similar input samples should be mapped to nearby neurons, while dissimilar samples should be mapped further apart. The learning process in self-organizing maps involves two main mechanisms: competition and cooperation. In the competition phase, when presented with an input sample, each neuron in the lattice calculates its similarity to the input based on the distance between their weight vectors. The neuron with the closest weight vector, known as the best matching unit, BMU, is selected as the winner. In the cooperation phase, the winning neuron, BMU, influences its neighboring neurons to adjust their weights to become more similar to the input sample. This cooperative adjustment allows the self-organizing map to capture the topological relationships of the input data. Typically, the influence decreases with distance from the winner, forming a neighborhood function that determines the extent of weight updates. As the learning progresses, the SOM undergoes a self-organizing process, where similar input samples are mapped to nearby neurons, forming clusters or groups. This property makes self-organizing maps valuable for visualizing and exploring high-dimensional data sets. By projecting the learned self-organizing map onto a 2D grid, the clusters and data distributions become visually discernible. Self-organizing maps have been successfully applied in various domains. In data visualization, they are used to create maps that represent complex data sets, aiding in the identification of patterns and relationships. In this context, self-organizing maps serve as powerful tools for exploratory data analysis and have been used in fields such as finance, biology, and marketing. Another important application of self-organizing maps is in clustering analysis. By organizing data into clusters, self-organizing maps can reveal inherent structures and groupings in the data. This enables researchers to identify similar samples and detect anomalies or outliers. Self-organizing maps have also found application in feature extraction and dimensionality reduction. By training a self-organizing map on a high-dimensional input space, it is possible to extract a lower-dimensional representation that preserves the essential characteristics of the data. This can be useful for tasks such as image compression and facial recognition. Additionally, self-organizing maps have been utilized in hybrid models and in combination with other machine learning algorithms. For instance, They have been integrated with supervised learning methods to perform tasks such as classification and prediction. By leveraging the unsupervised learning capabilities of self-organizing maps for initial data organization, the subsequent supervised learning steps can benefit from the improved data representation. The concept of self-organization and unsupervised learning introduced by self-organizing maps influenced the development of other learning algorithms. Self-organizing maps inspired researchers to explore and devise new methods for clustering, dimensionality reduction, and visualization. It laid the foundation for subsequent advancements in the field, such as hierarchical clustering algorithms, T-distributed stochastic neighbor embedding, TSNE, and other manifold learning techniques. In summary, self-organizing maps are a powerful neural network architecture proposed by Teuvo Kohonen in 1980. They provide a mechanism for unsupervised learning, enabling the exploration, visualization, and organization of complex data sets. Through a process of competition and cooperation, SOMs capture the underlying structure of data, preserving topological relationships and forming clusters. Their applications range from data visualization and clustering analysis to feature extraction and hybrid models, making them a valuable tool in various domains.